Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and this is kind of a recap video for the last week. I know that's not always exciting. I know you guys want to see me talk about new things, but you know what? The more I thought about it over the weekend, the more I thought about it last night when I was editing future videos as well as stuff from my other sites, I really thought about it hard, and it dawned on me. This might be a historic week for the rideshare industry. Truly, it might be. I don't know if people even dawns on people that Uber may have just crossed a line that they can never come back from. They screwed up in the biggest way possible, and it dawns on me that in the span of 1 week, they lost the support of everyone. And as I talk to people and as I read the comments and as I look at the news and some of the opinions out there, it dawns on me that Uber might not recover from this one. They might not. I mean, I've said that before, and maybe it's partly wishful thinking, but you know what? Let's really look about what happened this week, what Uber allowed to happen, and what this could potentially mean. First of all, Uber, after getting rid of Travis Kalanick, had to spend months upon months of building up goodwill. Their new CEO, Dara K, was kind of supposed to be the secret weapon. He was supposed to change Uber's image. We're doing things differently now. We are not going to be like the old days. He was determined to show Uber as less arrogant, more humble. Uber was going to be a company of the people. They were going to be this great new beacon of hope that we are going to contribute to the community and we are going to be successful and we are not going to be dirty anymore. We are going to, they're basically going to adopt Google's mantra. Don't be evil. Heck, they even settled with Google's division, Waymo, because they no longer wanted to be shackled to the past. We are getting rid of the past. We are moving forward. That was what Dara K was supposed to bring. Last week, MIT did a study, a flawed study, it should be noted, but a study nonetheless, that showed that Uber and Lyft drivers made $3.72 on average. It has since been revised to where the study now says they're making about $8.52, which makes a little bit more sense. $3.72 always seemed very low to me, even though I could, in places where you're making like 30 cents a mile, yeah, I can understand that, but it was still low. Now, the reason this was like the first turning point is that Dara K, who had been humbled and willing to talk to people and willing to calmly debate things, got on Twitter and did a Donald Trump style rant where he insulted MIT, and in one instant, all that respect, all that goodwill, all that reputation of being humble, and yeah, gone. All of it gone. Now, some of you might be asking, why didn't Lyft get caught up in the controversy? Well, Lyft simply stated they disagreed with the numbers, which you are allowed to do. Uber took it personally, and they made it personal. And in that moment, they lost the respect of the journalists and the community. And then, the second thing, the main reason you're watching this video, and I've been watching a lot of my videos in the past few days, they announced in many cities, not all of them, but in many cities, and it's coming to a city near you, that they were raising the rates for the passengers. Drivers would not receive any of it. But they said they were doing it for you because it was going to make the most of your time on the road, and that's what kind of company they are. They were raising the rates and not giving you anything because they cared. And this became a problem for a multitude of reasons, but two main ones. First of all, we just came off a study saying that Uber was, driving for Uber was like $3.72 a mile. No, not sorry, an hour, I should say. Sorry, an hour. And they got all defensive. No, it's not. No, it's not. And we knew it wasn't true, but we were wondering, how was Uber going to respond? They responded by taking more money. That's it. They didn't respond like, oh shoot, our drivers are getting screwed. And even with the revised study, $8.52, Uber still, that wasn't their response. Like, hey, maybe we should add just a couple more dollars an hour to that, just to be fair. Nope, wasn't their response. Their response was, we'll give ourselves a raise. That's what we'll do. We'll give ourselves a raise. But then here's the second thing. What was the point of 180 days of change? 180 days of change was supposed to be, Uber is listening to us. They're changing. They're going to improve our earnings. They're going to improve the experience. They're going to do all this stuff. And yet one thing kept coming up and up and up. When are you going to raise the rates? When are you going to raise the rates? Uber keeps saying, we're listening. And the drivers are like, no, you're not listening. When are you going to raise the rates? We're listening. We're going to get destination filter improvement. Oh, we took that away. But, long pickup fee, airport fee, blah, 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 yeah. When are you going to raise the rates? Oh, we're listening. Oh, it's over. No, yeah. And by the way, we can't do that. We can't do that with both the simple driver, I hope I got that right, and Uberman. They said raising the rates would cause chaos. Raising prices, never going to work. They just raised the prices. So basically they are saying, no, raising the prices would not ruin the economy. It would not ruin anything. We just don't want to pay you more. We want to pay us more. We don't want to pay you more. And in 1 week, these two things, Uber lost all credibility. Their reputation is mud under mud. There are people who are saying they would rather kiss Kim Jong-un's butt than shake hands with Dara K. Uber is so beyond saving with their reputation at this point. And yeah, I'm just wondering now, when's the floor gonna fall? They pulled the rug out of the drivers by getting all these people there with promises of this much money, freedom, and then they pulled it under them, and everyone fell flat. And then, as another YouTuber pointed out, very famous one, I'm sure you've heard of him. He said Uber has now pulled the rug out from themselves. I keep wondering, what's it gonna take? But I have to say, I've never seen the morale about Uber as low as it is now, and I have been covering this long enough to see it get pretty darn low. Even people who don't drive for Uber is looking at this and they're writing opinions going like, you know what? This company is not changing. I mean, they put on a good show, they put on a good face, but when pushed in a corner, their colors showed. Their true colors flashed for all to see. Uber is not going to change. It's not going to change unless you stop driving, and it's not going to change until you start educating the passengers on what Uber is truly doing. Like, I was watching Uberman's live stream, and he had a good idea. Yeah, talk to the passengers about the fares. And some won't want to talk. In fact, I even got a recent comment where someone said, honestly, I don't care what they pay the drivers. I just care as long as I'm affected. Guys, if you're taking Uber, it's affecting you too. I mean, I think you are under the impression that Uber is just an app and the drivers should be the ones getting paid, whatever it is you're getting paid. Well, compare your fare to the driver's fare and find out just how much Uber is taking. And Uber tells you up front, oh, we're taking 20%, and do the math. It's usually way more than 25%. It just is. So, you know what? We need to start educating the passengers. And going forward this week, you will hear the news items, but we're going to be talking about what can drivers do to get Uber's attention, because I think at this point, everyone's in the mood to see something change. And, you know, whether that be government regulation or unionizing or even just creating angry face, you know, YouTube and Facebook videos, something's got to change. So I am going to join Uberman in the hashtag paydriversfare. Now, he has spelled it F-A-R-E, not F-A-I-R, because it's a play on words, as you see. You know, it's it's like pay drivers fairly, but it's spelled with, like, you know, the fair. So, you know, it's a, there you go. But I'm going to be joining that. You will start seeing that hashtag. If you also want to delete the Uber app, couldn't hurt at this point. We are going to start talking about things we can do, because Uber needs to truly be called on it more than ever. It's way out of control. And I am not someone who likes a lot of government intervention. I don't. I think when governments get involved, they overreach. On the other hand, Uber is definitely one of the rare opposite extremes. Most companies do not abuse the lack of regulation the way Uber does. And Uber is a very good example of what happens when you have an industry that has no regulations whatsoever. It's like the wild, wild west. What can you do about it? Well, we'll start talking about what we can do, and we'll start talking about ideas, start spitballing. Please do not suggest strike for one day. If you want change, it's got to be a long haul change thing. You can't strike for one day and hope something's going to happen. It won't. I can guarantee you it won't. Even if you think it does, it will not help. This needs to be a long-term, you know, pedal to the metal type of grind. But we will talk about that. Now then, discussion time. Do you think any higher or any lesser of Uber after these things happen? I would love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos, and hopefully you'll like the future ones, consider becoming a patron member for $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.